Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I want to share with you guys how I made these my handkerchief pants. Okay, so that's what we are making in this video, and for this particular project I'm making use of Adire silk fabric. As you can see, it's a very beautiful and lovely fabric. Okay, now if this is what you are interested in, kindly stay tuned to the end of this video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for my lovely subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Things first, I folded my fabric into 2, then I also folded it again into 4. Okay, so this particular side that you see that I'm touching is my 16 inches length is. That's that length, that part is the 60 inches. Okay, but this particular fabric is bigger than 60 inches, so it's about 65 inches. So folded into 2 is giving me 32 and half. Now for the yard side, I marked out 3.5 inches and I'm going to mark 3.5 inches down. So for the yard side, I'm having about 34 and half inches for the length. Okay, so I'll be marking my crotch depth, my crotch line, 3.5 inches. I'll mark 3.5 inches down. Having done that, next I'm going to use my ruler to draw a straight line. Having done that, next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark out my radius. Okay, I'm marking 7 inches round as my radius. Now having done that, next I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out half inches round, just like what you are seeing in the video, and the half inch is going to serve as my allowance, where I'm going to use to join my band to my pants. Now having done that, next I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out my crotch depth. Okay, and my crotch depth is my hip divided by 4, so I marked out 11.5. already. I'm going to add 2 inches for my waist, so 2 inches plus 11.5 is going to make it 13.5. so I'm going to mark out 11.5, and please note I placed my tape on the line on my radius line, not on where I marked the half inch. Now having done that, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, where I marked my 11.5, I'm going to draw a straight line down to where my crotch line is. I'm going to draw a straight line so I can be able to draw my crotch curve. Now having done that, I came out by 1 inch. So after marking the 1 inch, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my curve ruler, then I'm going to draw my crotch curve. Now having done that, next thing I'm going to do is I want to locate the midpoint of where I marked out my radius. The reason why I'm doing this is once I locate the midpoint, the longer part of the pants, I want to mark out about 37 inches. That is how long I want it to be, so you can do it anyhow you want it. Now having done that, just like I said before, now I want to mark out the longer side. I want to measure out the longer part of my pants, just like what you are seeing. And please note I placed my tape on where I marked my radius, so that is how long I want the longer side of the pant to be. Okay, and the shorter side of the pant is going to be about 26 inches. Now having done that, next thing I did was marked 24 inches here. Then what I did next was I turned over to the other side. I also marked 24 inches, but already that particular side is 24 inches, so I don't need to mark anything there. I have 24 inches, just like what you are seeing in the video. Now, having done that, next thing I'm going to do is, from where my 24 inches is, I'm going to connect a straight line down to where I have my 37 inches, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other side also, just like what you are seeing in the video. So with the help of my ruler, I'm going to draw a straight line. The straight line is going to come from my 24 inches, from the shorter side of the pant to the longer side of the pants. Now, having done that, I'm going to turn, just because out of my table is not big, I'm going to turn over to the other side, just like what you are seeing in the video. Then I'm going to connect the straight line also, just like how I did for the other shorter parts. I'm going to connect a straight line from where I marked 24 inches. I'll connect the straight line down to my longer length. Now, having done that, next we are going to do is we are going to turn it over. So once you have turned it over, just like what you are seeing in the video, next I'm going to do is, now I'm going to connect my crotch curve down to where the pant is. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down by 3 inches. I'll come down by 3 inches. After marking 3 inches, then I'm now going to draw come out by about 2 or 2.5 inches. Then once I've done with that, I'm now going to connect it. I'm going to connect a straight line, just like what you are seeing. Just watch closely what I'm doing. Now, having done that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'm going to cut everything out. Now, having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my outseam where I'm going to attach my pocket. Now, if you are not attaching pockets, you don't need to open it. Okay, so the reason why I'm opening this side is because I'll be attaching my pockets. It's going to be having 2 side pockets. Now, having done that, next I did was I had to lay it on the floor so you can see how the shape is. Now, if you follow this procedure, if you follow these steps, yours is going to be just exactly as you are seeing in the video. Okay, here is my crotch. Okay, that is my crotch, and the other side is my outseam where my pocket is going to be. Now, having done that, what next I'm going to do is, now I'm going to reduce 1 inch from my crotch, from the front crotch. Okay, I'll take out 1 inch. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is to eliminate any bulge that may want to occur there. So I'm going to take out 1 inch. I'm going to raise 2 because they are all equal. So I'm going to pick up 2, and the 2 is going to represent the front, my front. So I'm going to mark out 1 inch, just like what you are seeing in the video. Once I've marked out 1 inch, I'll now connect it to the side. I'll connect it to the side, just like what you are seeing in the video. Then from the side, I'll just draw a curve. I'll connect it from that side down to where I marked 1 inch, just like what you are seeing in the video. Now, having done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out, just like what you are seeing in the video. Now, having done that, next thing I did, I went ahead to cut out my pockets. Okay, I'm having 7.5 by 10.5. I cut out 4 pieces for my pocket, 2 for one side of the pocket, then another 2 for another side of the pocket, and I have here 7.5 by 10.5. Now, having done that, next I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit of slant. I'm just going to slant it a little. Now you can choose to shape your pocket anyhow you like it, but this is how I want to do mine. Okay, so now after doing slanting it a little, I'll go ahead and cut it out. Having done that, the next thing I did was I went ahead to join the crotch. Just like what you're seeing, I picked out the front part of my pants, then I went ahead to join the crotch together. Once I was done with that, I went ahead to join the crotch of the back side of the pants, and also I joined the pockets. Having done that, next I did was I went ahead to cut out the extended peplum side I'm going to add to my pants, and I cut out 8 inches by 65 inches. Already the fabric is 65 inches long, so I went ahead to cut out 8 inches by 65 inches, and I cut out 2 because I'll be adding one at the front side of the pants, and also I'll be adding one at the the back of the pants. So after doing that, I went ahead to measure my round waist circumference. Then after measuring it, I marked it on my extended peplum. Then I also notched it, and I also notched the center part of the peplum. And having done that, next I did was I went ahead to pick out one of my extended peplum. Then I pinned it down to my pant, to the front side of my pants. After pinning it down, I went ahead to stitch it together to where I notched, to where I measured my round waist circumference. I pinned it and I sew it to that point. Then I also did the same thing to the other side, and I also sew it together. After doing that, next I did was I joined my crotch together, just like what you're seeing. I stitched it together. So with that, we have come to the end of this tutorial. As you can see, the handkerchief pant is so lovely, it's so beautiful. Will I be sewing this again? Yes, of course. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.